I know a lot of times I say things that are not going to sit well with people's sensibilities, and I encourage you guys, if it's not something you can handle, whether I make a joke or whether I just make an observation about a story, if you can't handle it, I understand, then this just might not be the channel for you. Because I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. But I want you guys to understand and remember this. We advocate for children first. We believe that babies' lives matter, right? And in this world where people feel like it's okay to abuse children, but we can't make jokes about people who abuse children, it's just beyond me. And I don't understand that. But we're going to talk about this angel that you see on my screen. This little baby girl was disabled, if I'm not mistaken, and needed some extra care and needed some extra love. And I believe there is a family that took advantage of them based on what's in the reports, based on what's in the arrest report. Hashtag not my words. So don't get mad talking about I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? There's a Georgia couple that has been charged with murder in the death of their 5-year-old daughter. That baby girl that you see right there, her, who was brought to the hospital over the summer weighing as much as a newborn baby. Please take a note of that. She weighed as much as a newborn baby. And that little girl that y'all see right there, her name is Kylie Mickens. Kylie, Kylie Mickens. That's that 5-year-old girl right there. Now, Hall County Sheriff's deputies on Tuesday arrested, let me see if I can get their faces on the screen. These two people who look like they could literally be brother and sister. All jokes aside, they do look like they're related. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they look like they could literally be brother and sister. Okay? So let's not act like we're not familiar with incest. Okay? Nonetheless, the male's name on the right-hand side is Jarrell Mickens, who is 31 years old, and the woman on the left-hand side is Portia Mickens, who is 29 years old. And at their home on Rustic Pine Lane near Beaufort, they were arrested and charged with felony murder and first-degree cruelty to children. The case began to unfold on June the 7th of this year when officials at Northeast Georgia Medical Center, Brazelton, contacted the sheriff's office about the Mickens couple's daughter, Kylie Mickens, who had been brought to the hospital for treatment by her parents. These two idiots right there. Okay? Now, the 5-year-old who was unresponsive, that 5-year-old girl weighed approximately 7 pounds. 7 pounds. That means that this 5-year-old weighed less than my daughter when she was a newborn baby. Fresh out of her mom's womb. 5 years old. 7 pounds. They had to fly that little girl to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital. Due to Kylie's condition and low weight, deputies notified the Hall County Division of Family and Children Services and Sheriff's Office investigators. Now, the following morning, the Sheriff's Office learned that 5-year-old Kylie had died and launched a 4-month investigation, which included interviews, execution of a search warrant at the Mickens' home, and an autopsy by the GBI Medical Examiner's Office. Now, according to the autopsy results received by investigators in early October, Kylie's cause of death was dehydration and malnutrition due to medical neglect, with the manner of death being ruled a homicide. Let's show you guys a picture real quick. But I want y'all to understand something. Because there's a lot of people that don't understand while I make the jokes that I make about overweight people, especially overweight people who abuse children, I want y'all to look at this fat bum on my screen. Can y'all see this on my screen, or do y'all need me to make the picture bigger? Maybe there's some people sitting in the back of the audience right now that can't see this picture. So I think what I'll do is I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see this. Let me get this fat bum a little bit bigger on the screen so y'all can see this. I want y'all to take a look at this picture, and I want you guys to notice something. I want y'all to notice that this bum is so big that he's actually splitting the middle of his t-shirt. Huh? Why am I making fat jokes again? I'll tell you why. You can tell in that picture. Look at that baby's legs. Yep. Somebody in the chat caught it. Thank you for posting that. Look how small that baby's legs are. While he's got stretch marks coming off the side of his arm and neck. And even he's so big, his freaking t-shirt got stretch marks on it. The reason I'm bringing that up is because of the fact that it appears that this baby was starved. Clearly was starved based on what we see and based on what was reported. All the while, that baby can't speak for herself, nor can she defend herself against the tyranny of her fat ass parents. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from? Or do people want to get mad at me again and say, Jay, you need to stop making fat jokes? When are we going to start caring about these kids? When are we going to start to put these children first and realize the problem is not me making jokes. The problem is not me poking fun at somebody who shouldn't be that obese. But what makes it even more egregious, and by the way, they suffer from heart disease, right? Yes. A lot of black people die from heart disease every year and cholesterol problems every year from strokes and heart attacks and all kind of stuff from being overweight. I am aware that I was dealing with some things. That's why I've been trying to get my health together. Yes. But for them to understand how important it is to eat and for them to starve a baby. Why? This baby didn't ask to come into this world. Why would you do that? What excuse are the people in the comment section on this story? What excuse are they going to make this time? Oh, this is my family member. This happened in my city. Judge Jay, you can't talk about what's going on in my city. Well, I'm going to tell you guys this. For people who get up in their damn feelings, I'm going to tell y'all like this. For as many stories that continue to keep coming in my email, there's a chance that I'm going to do a story in your state, in your city, in your town, in your county, maybe even in your neighborhood, and maybe even in your own family. So don't be surprised that I'm going to keep it real regardless of whether you're a channel member or whether you're just somebody who occasionally watches what we talk about over here. I'm going to always keep it real and I'm going to always be honest. That baby did not deserve that. This baby died of dehydration and malnutrition, meaning they starved her out until she died. A few days after Kylie's death, her grandmother posted a message on Facebook seeking donations for her burial. Go figure. How many of you guys are surprised? In her post, the woman wrote that her granddaughter was born with a rare condition and was only expected to live 2 years. However, we experienced the true miracle and were able to enjoy 5 years with her, the post read. Both Jarrell and Portia Mickens remained at the Hall County Jail with no bond. No bond. They got no bond, and that was found out on Wednesday according to court records. But again, don't tell me that they did not have time to get life insurance. This baby was 5 years old. So yes, we're going to continue to keep opening up these GoFundMes and hope that these benevolent white people are going to continue to keep having their heartstrings plucked and feel bad enough to continue to donate to our irresponsibility. But let me give you guys the fair usage. Let me show you guys the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And the person that said that in the chat said this was a miracle. They surely did not treat this baby as if she was a miracle. So I agree with you. Let's go.
A Hall County 5-year-old died weighing only 7 pounds, and her parents are now charged with murder. Their attorney tells us it was a medical condition, not neglect, that led to the girl's death.
But records show the family was investigated by Child Services twice before. Joe Hinkie has the latest.
Anything you did say could be used against you later.
On Wednesday, Jarrell and Portia Mickens made their first court appearance on charges of felony murder and first-degree child cruelty for the death of their 5-year-old daughter, Kylie. When she died in June, she weighed 7 pounds, a weight, according to the World Health Organization, of some newborn girls. The parents' attorney, Corinne Mull, told 11 Alive today doctors did not expect the girl to live past age 3 because of a rare disorder.
So they kept her alive 2 years longer than her expected lifespan.
According to the sheriff's office, an autopsy report detailed the girl's death a result of dehydration and malnutrition due to medical neglect, with the death being listed as a homicide. But the Mickens attorney says the 5-year-old suffered from 1p36 deletion syndrome, a chromosome disorder with several possible complications, including swallowing difficulties, according to the National Institute of Health.
She has a hard time eating. Everything's got to be liquefied into an oatmeal-like consistency, has a hard time swallowing water that has to be put in the food.
Mull says there are no reports of neglect at the Mickens home involving their 2 other children, a point supported in this investigative report from the Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services. It does mention, though, there are 2 previous cases on the family from 2016 regarding the same allegations of neglect and maltreatment, and one of the parents not having, quote, the necessary emotional, behavioral, or cognitive protective capacities to provide for the child's basic needs, while being emotionally detached and appeared not concerned.
Defects is wrong as usual. This comes from the fact that allegedly she didn't cry. She did cry, but everybody grieves differently. And some people don't grieve in public. They don't wail and scream.
And the Mickens are being held in the Hall County Jail without bond, but Mull tells me she has requested a bond hearing for the couple. She also tells me next week another hearing will take place where a relative of the couple is seeking custody at this time of their 2 other children.
A 5-year-old.
Here's the next video.
Girl in Hall.
Guys, I'm going to just be real honest, and I know the family's not going to be happy with me saying this, but I think, in my personal, humble opinion, it is egregious. It is quite egregious for the grandma or any other family members. In 5 years, nobody realized that something was wrong, that this baby girl hadn't put on the type of weight that a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, or even a newborn baby would weigh more than 7 pounds. Especially after some weeks. Regardless of if they have problems or issues, you still are not going to remain 7 pounds. That just does not sound right, okay? But to turn around and then open up a crowdfunding, whatever it is, whether it's GoFundMe, whatever it was, there was some type of crowdfunding to ask for some type of elaborate funeral. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's crazy how we're so willing to give people flowers when they're dead and gone, and we don't give them that type of love and respect while they're alive. You could have gave her all that love and respect while this little girl was alive, and she didn't get any of that. And it seems as though she was neglected to the point, based on what we know so far, because maybe they'll be able to prove themselves in court, but as of right now, it seems that Kylie Mickens was neglected by her parents, which ended up causing her ultimate demise. What a beautiful little girl, and I believe that she deserved an opportunity to grow up, but because of these two neglectful parents, based on what we know so far, so I don't want to cast any false dispersions out there because we don't technically know yet, since I have to specify, according to court documents, which is why they're arrested, which is why they have no bond, they believe that they are responsible for this. You see, mama ain't missed a meal, and clearly daddy ain't missed no meals, but that little girl looked like she ain't ever ate a meal in her life. That little girl cannot speak for herself, nor can she fend for herself in this world. And I believe that she's in heaven now. She can't be hurt anymore. She can't be harmed anymore. But I believe while these children are on earth, we have to start taking care of these kids and believe that babies' lives matter. And if we don't want to be parents, then we got to start being proactive. And we have no reason to continue to keep having this, these encounters with people sexually, that we could just continue to keep bringing kids into this world that we really don't want to have. We got to start being more responsible. Men have to be more responsible with their seed, and women have to be more responsible with their womb. Together, we could be a very powerful, entity together, but we got to start doing the work together. But to this little princess, to Kylie Mickens, 5 years old, R.I.P. princess, R.I.P.